Hey everybody, this is Jonathan from HEXplore. Today I'm going to be playing a two-hero game. I will be playing the double up rules in Forest of Agumon. As some of you already know, who have already played Valley of the Dead King, the double up rules are there to help you have a quicker game, to have things happen a little bit more quickly. So we'll be using the double up rules. I'm also going to be going after another point of Valor. In fact, I think it's the last one that I need for the Forest of Agumon, and that is to give Elowen all 3 Dark Relics. So I'm going to be chasing after those 3 Dark Relics this game, and we'll see how that goes. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm going to be fast forwarding through the setup here just because we took a closer look at the setup in our Floromancer video. So hope you enjoy. Have a great time. Okay, so for our game today, we first rolled a 6, but you have to re-roll that 6-sided die when placing the Acropolis. So we rolled a 6, I re-rolled, we got a 2, so we're going to place that Acropolis right here on the 2nd position. Then I rolled for our heroes, we rolled a 3, and then I rolled a 1 to wander us off of that location. For our game today, I chose the Solipsist and Forest Guardian. So we are going to be a Forest Guardian Solipsist. The Forest Guardian here, they're forest-born elders who have undergone druidic rituals. Once per game turn for 2 energy, you may roll the fate die and raise an ally's current health and energy by half the result. Each time this ability is used, the result is strengthened by 1. So as I use that ability, it's going to get more powerful. I'm not playing with the traits because I have quite a bit to manage with the 2 heroes here. So let's take a look at our other hero. That would be the Stormcaller. I'm going with the Spiderkin for this one. So the Spiderkin Stormcaller, we named her Lulth, and I named our Forest Guardian Chiron. Alright, so the Spiderkin. Spiderkin are devious and intuitive. They can spin webs to ensnare opponents. Once per game turn for 3 energy, you may use your webbing to force an opponent to lose their action and instead block equal to twice their level. So we'll be using that. Our favorite opponents are humanoid and magical nature. And I haven't gone through and given the Valor bonuses, and I haven't rolled for gear yet. So I'm going to do that. I will go ahead and just fast forward through that part here as well. Okay, so let's take a look at our characters here. So we have Chiron, the Forest Guardian Solipsist. So when I rolled for Valor, I actually rolled the hex twice. That gave us 26 Valor, or 25, 26, something like that. And so when I actually was able to give us our Valor scores, we had quite a bit of gold to spend on gear upgrades. So for Chiron, I spent all of the gear upgrade gold on my skills, my Navigate, Explore, and Survival, to raise those by 1. And then my last few gold I spent on the health. I also used 1 rank upgrade. That was the other bonus to our Valor score that we had received, and giving a +1 to my Dream Eater ability, raising that. It was a 6, I believe. We also get, because we started with the hero Valor, we get to start with an infused seed and an essence vine. We get heroic sacrifice. Once per game, we suffer 6 energy drain to boost a target's action rank by 8. And in order to win the game, we must defeat Adramon on the difficult setting or higher. So if we're actually going after Adramon in this game, again, I'm going after the 3 points, or the 3 Dark Relics. So I may or may not do that, but at least we have that ability. Now check out when we rolled for other things in the city. We got a whole bunch of food and no gold. So we have a Constitution booster, we have 2 Jade Acorns, and I found Stealth Boots. So I'll be able to go into those Enthralled Cities and loot them for gear with a slightly better chance of getting better stuff. So that's the Solipsist. And then let's look at Lolth, the Stormcaller, Spiderkin Stormcaller. So Lolth, I used the gold for her, my Navigate, Explore, and another rank of Defend. So our Wind Wall went up to a 2. We received, look at that, no gold, but we have a bunch of food. So at least we are outfitted enough to survive in the forest. And her survival is actually quite good as well. We have 2 green fire potions and a giant's elixir on Lolth. Check out that lightning bolt rank. We're already at rank 8. I used the +1 rank from Valor on my red, so that put us up to 7. And then when I rolled for gear, we received, I believe it was a +1 to our Scorch, which is our purple, and another +1 to our red. So that was really good. Now, let's see, I'll write down our Nature's Essence here. We start with 1 vine and 1 seed. And we get that energy drain ability to boost the action by 8. Okay, let's get started. Let's see here. First game turn, we've got a bunch of destinations down here at the bottom of the board. In order to get our Dark Relics, we're going to need to go up against Merekakek, the Spiderkin, Aranea. Let's just see here. Yep, Aranea, and then Sarthawen. So Aranea and Sarthawen, the Dark Dryad, they are actually on different locations, different hex tiles. So I'm going to actually have to expand the board a little bit in order to find them. Merekakek, however, is all the way over here, so he is on the board. We could go after some of our destinations first, and then make our way across the board. In fact, it would be moving cautiously most of the time here. That might be a good thing. Why don't we do that? Actually, we do have stealth boots as well, so our Solipsist has stealth boots. Oh, you know what? Before we actually begin, why don't we take a look at our abilities here, our masteries specifically. So I showed you what the races that we have, the Forest Guardian and the Spiderkin. They're both the exclusive races, 2 of them that are found in the expansion box. So let's look at the Stormcaller and Solipsist here. So the Stormcaller's ability, first mastery, is Scorch. You set your enemy aflame. Your opponent suffers lightning bolt rank health damage, that's red, and becomes burned for a number of rounds equal to half Scorch rank, so half your purple. At rank 5, when you are targeted by a burned opponent while you are using Wind Wall. So while I'm defending and an opponent who's burned attacks me or targets me, the opponent loses the burn condition and automatically suffers health damage equal to twice Wind Wall, which is my defend, plus twice Scorch rank. So if we look at the damage here that would do 14 damage. Our Wind Wall is 2, so twice that is 4. Plus twice Scorch rank, it would be 10. So 14 damage if I could have that trigger. At rank 8, if I use Wind Wall, I can spend 2 energy during the resolution phase to trigger the above effect, even if I'm not targeted. So basically, if I am above rank 8, currently I'm at rank 5, I can actually trigger that effect when I'm using a defend. Alright, so let's look at the second ability. The second ability is Freezing Rain. You drench your enemy in a frigid gale. Your opponent suffers twice Freezing Rain rank energy damage, so twice blue, and becomes drained for a number of rounds equal to half Freezing Rain rank. Opponents who are affected by Freezing Rain suffer both health and energy damage from your Lightning Bolt. At rank 8, Lightning Bolt deals triple damage to opponents who are out of energy and afflicted by Freezing Rain's drain. So as we play the game here, I think it's going to be in my best interest to raise my blue, my second mastery. If I can get that up a bit and have my drained condition affect our target for more than just one round. Currently we're at rank 2, so it's only going to affect them for one round. But if I can get that up to at least rank 4, we'll have a really decent chance of getting draining our opponents and then using Lightning Bolt on them for 24 damage. So that is a huge amount of damage that we can do. And the Stormcaller actually pairs very well with a Sapper. So that's why I chose the Stormcaller and Solipsist as our duo here. So let's take a look at the Solipsist abilities. Our first mastery is called Sandman. Your opponent suffers Sandman, so that's your purple, rank energy damage, and becomes lethargic. You may sustain the lethargic effect for a number of rounds equal to half purple rank, Sandman rank. While lethargic, your opponent suffers Waking Nightmare rank energy damage or influenced by twice that amount whenever the opponent suffers health damage. So whenever our opponent is suffering health damage, that Sandman is going off while they're lethargic. Now that's important because the Stormcaller can give out conditions. So the Stormcaller, as we could see, lays on the burned or drained condition. So whenever he suffers health damage, like let's say when he's burned, and that happens at the beginning of the round, we would have that Waking Nightmare deal damage as well. Alright, at rank 6, lethargic opponents must spend twice the amount of energy when using their abilities. So this is another great thing. If we can get our Sandman up to rank 6, currently we're at rank 4, then we're going to get that added effect of causing our enemies to use twice the amount of energy when they're using their abilities. Alright, let's look at Dream Eater. That's his second mastery. So this mastery deals energy damage equal to twice Dream Eater rank plus Psychotropic Wave rank. So that's your blue, so twice blue plus your defend, orange. If the target is lethargic, it also negates health healed by the opponent and instead heals a target of your choice by the same amount. So there's a nice health healing negation there if the opponent is also lethargic. Now at rank 5, if your opponent runs out of energy while you are using this mastery, gain 1 rank in Waking Nightmare. So at rank 5, we're already at rank 7. So if our opponent runs out of energy, we gain 1 rank in our attack ability, which is going to be amazing for the Solipsist. Okay, then at rank 8, if you may also use Psychotropic Wave this round, so that would be your defend. So that Dream Eater ability is outstanding. Currently, it's at rank 7, so if we look at the Dream Eater damage at the moment, we would be doing twice our second mastery, so 14, 7 times 2, and then plus our defend is 4, so we're already doing 18 energy damage to our opponents right out at the start of the game. So that is going to be really close to helping us get this bonus 24 to our attack here. If we can basically sap all of our opponent's energy out, we'll be able to do quite a lot of damage. Alright, so the first thing I think we're going to do, we are going to spend 1 movement. We're going to go to this city here. We're going to try and get some loot. Okay, rolling skills. Our Stormcaller has basically defend we made with a 3. Everything else is a fail, and our Solipsist has failed everything. So we actually have to consume 3 food. So I'm going to go down from 10 food to 7. All right, we're going to move into the circumstance phase we skipped because we're in an Enthralled City. So let's look at that Enthralled City card. We're going to determine groups. Do we want to split up? We use our own skill roll results. We receive a +1 penalty to the fate die, but gain 2 additional rolls on the searching for gear table. Yep, I think we're going to try for 2 extra gear upgrade rolls. So Stormcaller is going to go first. Let's see how many skill results we get here. None. Yeah, none. I don't receive any. So I get 3 skill rolls on the searching for gear, and I will have that modifier of a -1. We get a 7 or a +1. That's a 7. Each member gains the tethered condition for the next 4 game turns. Oh, so the Stormcaller is currently tethered. But tethered targets will die if their health and or energy goes down to 0. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful. The Stormcaller is going to have to be a little bit careful. Let's see how the Solipsist does. Now the Solipsist has stealth boots, so that means we're going to be getting a -2 bonus to our skill rolls while we're searching for gear, and we can modify each gear roll result by 1. Alright, so that's a 7, that's a fail, that's a 4, that's a success, and a 2 is a success. So we have 2 successes with the Solipsist. We're going to get 4 rolls for him, and we get a -1 to our fate die roll. So let's see what that becomes. So we get a -1, but a +1 because we've split up. So that's a net 0. We have a 4. A mob had you on the run for a good part of the day. You've had to leave behind your food. Roll the 6-sided die. Each member loses this amount of food. So we have to roll to see how much food our Solipsist, because he's alone, he loses 4 food. 2, 3, 4. Oh, we go down to 3 food. Yikes. Alright, now we get to roll for some gear. So the Solipsist gets 4 rolls, and the Stormcaller gets 3. Alright, let's go ahead and go with gear upgrades for the Solipsist. We're going to do all 4 gear upgrades for the Solipsist. And we get to modify the roll by 1. We get 2 10s and 2 8s. So we could go up with second mastery, survival, health, or energy. Let's go 2 health to get him up to 8 health. Okay, and then second mastery or survival. I think I'm going to take a second mastery and get us up to that 8. Dream Eater. And then I will go with a +1 to my survival, which will get us up to a 3 on the survival there. And that should do it. So we've just taken, for the gear, we've taken 2 gear upgrades on health, 1 upgrade on survival, and 1 upgrade on our second mastery. So our second mastery is rank 8. That's pretty good. All right, let's roll for the Stormcaller. We only get 3 rolls for the Stormcaller. And let's see what we get for him. So for her, do I want to get some items and gear? I think I'm going to do 1. We're going to do the yellow is going to be our gear upgrade, and then the blue and the green are going to be our items. All right, so blue and green, 2 and 4, we'll do those first. Trove of Riches, Stealth Boots, Wayfarer's Cloak. How about a Wayfarer's Cloak? Wayfarer's Cloak for Loth, and we get 4 food. So I'm going to actually only go up to 2 and then give the other 2 food to the Solipsist. The 4 is a Giant's Elixir and 6 more food. So at least we get our food. So I'm going to go up to 15 food and 2 more for the Solipsist. We get that Giant's Elixir, so we have 2 of those now. And then we have the 7, which is an Explorer. So that's actually pretty good. Our Explorer was only a rank 2. So this is how Loth looks at the end of that turn. We got a gear upgrade in our Explorer. We have a Giant's Elixir. We were able to get all food, so we went completely up to 15 food. That's the max we can carry. And we gave the rest of our food to Chiron. All right, so that's the first game turn. And at the end of that turn, we're going to mark up our fate tracker. We can get rid of 1 notch on our 4 duration for the tethered effect. Now, because we're tethered, we're going to have to really move carefully here, because I don't think we're going to want to mess with that tethered condition. Right, so one other thing that I haven't mentioned is we actually are playing on the double up rules. So let's take a look at how that modifies our game. Okay, so the play style here, we're going to be playing double up. So the group begins the game with the Charm of the Autumn Court. This is a Grove item. So the Charm of the Autumn Court. Whenever a fragment is drawn, gain 2 of the rewards that the fragment card offers. Gain all 3 of both court items are owned. Let's just pick a random one here. Whenever we gain a fragment card, we get 2 of those bottom options instead of 1. So that'll be a good thing. So let's put that in here. Okay. So, and that is a group item, so I'm going to mark that down on our battle mat, Charm of the Autumn Court. And you can see that on our battle mat at the bottom here. Alright, what else? So then, the group begins the game with 3 destinations revealed instead of 2, and I've already placed those on the board. And then the fate tracker increases after every 5 game turns instead of after every 6. So our fate cycle will be increasing a little bit more quickly as the game goes on. Alright, so now I think what we're going to do is, we have a nice road that goes along this route here. Moving along a road is considered to be moving cautious. The Acropolis, all 6 hexes around the Acropolis are considered to be roads. So we can move to that location without having to worry about breaking that cautious movement. So game turn 2. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to roll our skills. So we're rolling for the Stormcaller and the Solipsist. So the Stormcaller, we have a fail on everything except for our survival. And on the Solipsist, we have a fail on everything. So we have to, that Solipsist is not doing real good in the wilderness looking for food. Alright, so then we are going to roll for a circumstance. We did move cautiously, so we can avoid the circumstance if we would like to. We get a 5. So a 5 is actually a treasure card by the looks of it, a harvesting kit. So we found the remains of a forest-born elder. It appears he was attempting to harvest a heart of the forest when he was beset upon by the Wendigo. There's little left of the creature, but you do find some of his belongings, including an advanced elven harvesting kit. Whenever the group attempts to harvest, they may attempt to harvest twice, allowing them to attain an additional essence. So we have the harvesting kit. This means that whenever we have to try for something for nature's essence, we get to try twice. And we get to attempt to harvest twice, allowing us to get an extra one. We'll place this card back here. And that is the end of that game turn. We will mark a notch off on our tethered effect here and a notch up in our fate cycle, our fate tracker, I should say. So we have 2 rounds left of the tethered effect. And next turn, I think we're just going to move 1 cautiously. We don't want to break our cautious movement. There's not a river or road here, so I think we will go ahead and continue to move cautiously. Let's move the camera a little bit so we can see it a little bit better here. Alright, and then let's see, we're going to roll our skills. So we have the Stormcaller. Looks like everything failed, and everything failed for the Solipsist too. So we've got some terrible rolls here for our skills. Basically that all means we are going to be consuming our food. Our Solipsist goes down to only 1 food. We have 12 food left for our Stormcaller, so we do have a little bit here. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put out, there's one more destination on the board here. It looks like one on C. Oh, we have to roll a circumstance. Get a 3. So that 3 is a wood nymph. Now, we've actually moved cautiously, so I think we are going to avoid this wood nymph. Actually, I think we can do this, and maybe we'll get a bonus to our Solipsist attack rank. Alright, so we're going to fight the wood nymph. It has 4 health and 8 energy. Alright, now the Solipsist, in order for us to get the rank up in the Dream Eater ability for Waking Nightmare, it says at rank 5, if your opponent runs out of energy while you are using this mastery, gain 1 rank in Waking Nightmare. So I'm going to use Dream Eater for 1 energy. I'll get me down to 9 total energy. Then my Stormcaller will just use a Lightning Bolt for 8 health. So we're doing 8 health. We're doing 18 energy. So that's what it looks like here. So they have 4 and 8. We're doing 8 and 18. Let's see what they do. We get a 3. Okay, so 3 is group health. The nymph negates 1 attack made against her this round. Alright, so we're each taking 1 health damage. We each go down. Alright, we have to roll target dice to see whose attack is negated this round. Alright, so let's see. So yellow is going to be the Stormcaller, and green is going to be our Solipsist. Our Solipsist attack is negated this round, so we do not have her rank increase, that means the Stormcaller's attack does go through, and the Wood Nymph is dead. Now, she prevented that energy damage, so we do not get the bonus +1 to our red. We do get 2 seeds, so we get to try for those. We're going to roll the fate die twice, and in fact, because we have the harvesting kit, we get to roll the fate die 4 times, and for every 6 or lower, we will get a seed. That's a hex, a 7, an 8, and a 5. So we get 2 seeds out of that. Alright. And then the end of the game turn, we take a notch out of our condition, and we go up to Fate Tracker of 3. Alright, so that's where we're at currently. Alright, so next turn, let's move cautiously. We're going to move cautiously down here. Then we're going to roll our skills. Alright, so our Stormcaller fails everything. Our Solipsist actually makes the survival roll with a hex, which means we're going to be able to gather another seed. Now, the Stormcaller has to consume some food, so we're down to 9 food on the Stormcaller. Let's roll that fate die. We get to roll it twice. A 6 or lower is going to give us a seed. Nope, and nope. So no seeds on this one. Alright, so we are done with our skill phase. We're going to roll our circumstance. We get a hex. So that is a draw from the deck here. This is an ethereal shard. This is an unavoidable treasure. For a moment, you thought you found a new fragment. Unfortunately, the moment you pick it up, you realize the item is more than it seems. Roll target dice. 1 hero gains this item and loses 2 energy. This item may not be traded or discarded. Beginning at Fate Cycle 3, each time the Fate Cycle increases, increase the game difficulty by 1. Oh no! Each time this occurs, all the heroes gain an additional roll whenever they roll their favorite opponent die. This effect stacks with itself. Oh my gosh. So after Fate Cycle 3, each time the Fate Cycle increases, we have to increase the game difficulty. Holy crap. Okay, so we have the Ethereal Shard and the Harvesting Kit. Now, that is, so we have to roll target dice to see who is taking this this cursed item. So we'll go with yellow for Stormcaller and green for the Solipsist. Green, Solipsist rolled an 8. So that means the Solipsist goes down 2 energy from 10 down to 8, and then that's also affecting his current. So our Solipsist, just like that, takes a hit on his energy, and he's now down to 8 energy. Alright, so that is the, well, we're not at the end of that turn just yet. So we do have the destination. This is the destination on A. Alright, so this one looks like it is a explorer. A large swath of forest is matted with thick curling brambles, and each one laced with innumerable poisonous barbs. Normally one would avoid such a region at all costs, but immense power is trapped in the cruel and twisted foliage. Each hero suffers 1 health and energy damage while attempting this destination. It is risky. You must slash a new path through the brambles, but quickly find you're not alone. Search for the Grove Links encounter and battle it. The encounter is considered dangerous. Okay, this is a hidden power attack. So something about the fragment itself has some additional dormant power, or the area around it does. To gain that power, the heroes must temporarily make themselves susceptible to their fate. So after completing a destination of this type, the group may choose to push their fate. If you do, look at the fragment card drawn. If the card shares the destination's corresponding stat as one of the 3 optional rewards, each hero receives a rank up of that stat. So this one, the rank up is the attack. So basically, we can choose to push our luck. If we do, we get a power up, we get a rank up of that stat if one of the options on the card is a attack. Otherwise, increase the fate tracker by 1. Hidden power cards are optional unless the group may choose not to push their fate. Well, I don't know that I want to push our fate, just because, it's going to be hard to recover from the difficulty increases that we're now going through with the ethereal shard. Alright, so what we're going to do is roll our HEXplore. Both of our heroes have a rank 3, so doesn't really matter whose is whose on the die here. 5 and a 3. So one of us gets the thing here. Now, here's the other part of this. We do have a risky scenario at the bottom. So let's read risky. Some destinations have consequences if each hero fails their skill rolls. If this happens, you will have to face the situation written on the card. If you succeed and complete the risky situation, you automatically complete the destination and receive its awards. You may choose to fail your skill rolls in order to force a risky situation. So this is if each hero fails their skill rolls. We do have one hero who succeeded. So the risky situation does not happen. That would have been an encounter with a dangerous Grove Lynx. So we end up completing this destination. Alright, and that means we're going to get a fragment card and a chance for a seed. We get to roll twice, so we need a 6 or lower, a 5, and a 7. So we do get 1 seed. Go up to 4 seeds here. And then we get the fragment card. Now, because we started the game with the Charm of the Autumn Court, we actually get to choose two of the items down at the bottom. So look at that, 2 power-up cards, a +2 to our first mastery, or a +2 to defend. So first of all, we're going to take that hit for the fate cycle, the fate tracker hit up on the top of the card here. So I'm going to increase the fate's tracker. Alright, then we're going to get our power-ups. So I think what we will do, I'm gonna go with the Solipsist is gonna take the +2 to defend and 2 power-ups. 2 power-ups for the Solipsist. +1 orange, and so defend. Her defend is suddenly rank 7. And a +1 to purple, so we go up to rank 5 in purple, and a +2 to explore. That is huge. So our Solipsist currently looks like this here. We have a +2 to our yellow, a +3 we receive to our defend, and a +1 to our purple. Alright, so we'll put those away. Then we have the Stormcaller. So the Stormcaller, I think we're gonna go with +2 to that Scorch. That's gonna increase our duration. So that will be really good. And that also increases our Scorch damage. So it's 14 +4 is 18. And our burned duration now goes up to 3. Then we get 2 power-up cards for the Stormcaller. And we get a +2 to attack and a +1 to both masteries. So those are definitely really good cards. We're going to take all of that. Lightning Bolt is now up to rank 10. Scorch is up to rank 8, and Freezing Rain is up to rank 3. Alright, so then we are going to move the game, the fate cycle, fate tracker, is going to go up to 5, which means our first fate cycle increase occurs. We also lose the tethered condition, and the first, because it's fate cycle 1, the first sentinel appears on the board. So we're going to put the sentinel here. All right, so next turn, we're going to go, well, first we're going to take that off the board. Next turn we're going to go 1, that's a road, 2, 3, 4, and we're moving cautiously the entire way. So we're going to roll our skills here. So we have a fail on survival. We have a 2, so we do get the Stormcaller gets a couple of gold. That's the first gold that we have in the game. So we have 2 gold. Then we do the Solipsist here. We get a hex on yellow, so we're going to also get 2 gold. We get to try for a seed, 6 or lower. We get a 5, so we do get another seed. We're up to 5 seeds. And we do not make our food roll here, so her survival. So we're going to go down to 0 food on the Solipsist, and 2, we're borrowing 2 food from the Stormcaller. We only have 7 food left, so we may starve to death in the wilderness if we don't start making our survival rolls here. Alright, so that's the end of that skill phase. Next we are going to roll for a circumstance, and that is a hex. So we are encountering a mind-wiped mob. Now, we moved cautiously, so I think we're going to avoid the mind-wiped mob. So that's a good thing. We can get rid of that card. We don't want that fate tracker increase. And then, at the end of that turn, we're going to increase the fate tracker. So we are now up to 1 fate cycle and 2 blips on the fate tracker. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move 1 cautiously to the first boss here. We're going to roll our skills. Okay. Oh, missed a survival again. Stormcaller losing some food. We miss everything else for the Stormcaller. The Solipsist, we do get a hex, and we do get 2 gold. So we're up to 4 gold now, at least. On the Solipsist, and 2 gold on the Stormcaller. We also get to roll for a seed. You need a 6 or lower. We get a 2, so we do get another seed. That might be helpful if we head to Elwyn's Grove. Alright, let's move the skills over here. And let's look at Merekakek, the Mad King. Okay, Merekakek. He has 20 health. He has 18 energy. The first thing that I think we're going to do is the Stormcaller is going to spend 1 energy to use Scorch. So that will be doing lightning bolt damage, so 10 damage to Merekakek. And he will become burned for a number of rounds. So 4 rounds he'll become burned for. He is also a monstrous humanoid, and we do not have favorite opponent against him. So we do not get to roll that. The Solipsist is going to spend 1 energy to use Dream Eater to deal 18 energy damage. And then we're going to roll to see what Merekakek does. So we rolled a 4. So a 4 is, where are my underlings? He is spending 3 energy to do this. Group energy. Each target suffers 3 piercing energy damage. Marakakek shouts his commands at the air. So we each take 3 piercing energy. Alright, so here's what we look like currently. So Lulth has 9 health and 4 energy left. While Chiron, our Solipsist, has 7 health and 3 energy left. And that means all of that damage went through. And because Dream Eater, at rank 5, if your opponent runs out of energy while you're using this mastery, gain 1 rank in Waking Nightmare. So our rank increases up to a 4. So you can see how, so our attack rank went from a 3 to a 4 because we were able to drain him completely of energy using our ability. Alright, so he's taken 10 health damage and he's burned. He's down to 10 health left. At the beginning of this round, that burned condition deals 3 more. So he's currently down to 7 health and 0 energy. And so this turn, we will just use, I think Lulth will just use Lightning Bolt for 10. And that's, I think, all we're going to do. And then the Solipsist is just going to defend. So, alright, so he does 4 again. So it is piercing. So we each take 3 piercing energy damage. Because it's piercing, that defend that our Solipsist is doing is ineffective. Piercing damage goes right through. So we go down to 7 health, 0 energy. And the Marakakek he took 10 damage, so he's dead. So Marakakek, he gives us a fragment. He gives each. Let's go with the food and gold first, actually. So gold, we get 3. So 1, 2, 5, and 7. Food, we get 2. We get a little bit of food, that's good, and then we get a power-up for each. So I'll put that power-up here and here, Stormcaller and Solipsist, and then we get, one of us gets a +1 defend, so we'll roll for that. So we'll go, yellow is our Stormcaller, green is our Solipsist. So our Stormcaller gets the defend rank, which is good. And then we get the Gray Dragon Skull. So that is a Dark Relic. That's our first of 3 Dark Relics. Now, if you have the expansion, you actually get a card for this relic. And we'll take a look at what it says. So a trophy from long ago before the Mad King lost his mind. Vitality swap. Once per game turn during the declaration phase of combat, the wielder may spend 2 energy to raise each hero's health to the highest current health among the heroes, and lower each hero's energy to the lowest current energy among the heroes. And then sacrifice. Once per game turn during the skill phase, the group may sacrifice 1 infused seed. We have 6. Each hero adds their current health and energy together and divides the total evenly between their vitals. The new values may exceed their rank. So I think that's going to be a really good heal for us. I think we should do that next turn, actually. And then trade. This item may be traded in for 6 infused seeds in Element's Grove, which we will do toward the end of the game. We need to get 2 more. Okay, last but not least, we also get a fragment card. So let's take a look at that fragment card. Oh, it's the ring. So we are going to get +3 health, +2 attack, or +2 power-up cards. So I definitely think we're going to do the 2 power-up cards for each. Alright, and then we're going to do... I think for the Stormcaller, we're going to do the health, not the health, the damage, the attack rank. And for the Solipsist, we're going to do health, because we definitely want to get up a little bit higher here. So we go up to, that's a +3 to health, not a +2. So we go up to 11 health on the Solipsist. And we go up to 12 attack on Lolth, the Stormcaller Spiderkin. Awesome. Alright, let's take a look at these power-ups. Alright, so Spiderkin here, the Stormcaller, we get +2 first mastery, +2 second mastery, and +2 to our choice. Now we have a Fate Tracker increase here. We also had a Fate Tracker increase on that ring card that we received. So we actually have to increase that Fate Tracker twice. Okay, and let me write down those power-ups here. So I think the +2 I'm going to take to... I'm going to take to... health. Alright, that was the choice. And then we're going to get a +2 to our Scorch and a +2 to our Freezing Rain. So that's awesome. And then the 3 power-ups that we get for the Solipsist. Alright, so we have +1 energy, +1 attack and first mastery, and then a trait increase. Now we're actually not using traits in this playthrough. So the +1 trait, if your hero does not have a trait, you get to discard and draw another power-up. So we are going to discard that card and get another power-up. +1, pick 3. Alright, so let's do that for the Solipsist here. Just be a minute while I'm putting these in. 5, and energy goes up to a 9. Okay, and then we get a +1. Distribute this bonus between any 3 stats. +1, pick 3. Let's just do all skills for 6 and 5. Yep, I think that's a good thing to do. We definitely, we're going to be increasing the Fate Tracker quite a bit, a Fate Cycle quite a bit more quickly in this game. So I went with 3 rank increases to skills. So here's what we have after that game turn. We have Chiron the Solipsist at rank 11, health, 9, energy. 5, 7, 6, 8 for our abilities. 5, 6, 4 for our skills. Look at that, we have like 2 food left. At least we have a little bit of gold, so we can strike out and look for maybe a waypost here going forward. Alright, our Stormcaller has 11 health, 8 energy. We have really healthy attack and first mastery. Check that out, 12, 3 defend, 10 first mastery, 5 for second. We have 3, 3, and 5 for our skills. And 5 gold. We also have 6 food for him. Oh, for her. Okay, so then at the end of that game turn, the Fate Tracker goes up. We are 1 blip away from going up to Fate Cycle 2. Thankfully, our lowest skill right now is a 3, so we do have a little bit of time before we are in jeopardy of losing those skills. Now, one other thing, we have received the staff and ring fragment. So if we look at our the relics on the board, we have Kedgel's Greatsword, we have Amulet of the Scholar, we have Jormunder's Shield, and we have the Starfire Ring. So we do at least have that Starfire Ring, so that was a good thing for us to get. Alright, so let's put that back here. And what should we do this next turn? I think we should move cautiously to the edge of the board, and in order to do that, we can't move into this mountain hex. this mountain hex is unpassable terrain. Now, if we were using the dual game and we had the Valley of the Dead King, we could use climbing gear to climb over those, but we can't. So I'm going to just move one right here, and that is going to give us another hex tile that we get to draw from randomly. So we're going to place another hex tile. Just going to draw one here. Let's see what we get. And look at that. We have, whoops, knocking ourselves over here. We have the 8th boss is now on the board. So the 8th boss is, oh, where are we here? Sarthawin, the Dark Dryad. So if we could go up against Sarthawin, we would get our second Dark Relic of the game. So that we definitely want to go after. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. I think I'm going to reposition the camera here, and we'll pick it up in a minute. Okay, moving on. Our heroes are at pretty high health at the moment, but our energy is quite low. So we're still in the movement phase, and I think we're going to continue moving. We've just moved one from Mareka Hex domain here. We revealed hex tile H. Actually, we have another destination on H. Let's see where that is. We have a destination there. We have a destination here. That's the 3rd boss. Yeah, I think we're going to continue moving. We're going to go, so 1, 2, 3. We're going to end on that location there, and hopefully we can make our way there. Now we need to roll our skills. Now during the skill phase, we're going to use that gray dragon skull. So once per game turn during the skill phase, the group may sacrifice 1 infused seed. Each hero adds their current health and energy together and divides the total evenly between their vitals. So adds their current health and energy together, so that's 12, and divides evenly, so that's 6 and 6. So our Stormcaller Lulth goes up to 7 energy and 11 health. And then our Solipsist is 11, so that's 5. So our Solipsist goes up to full health and 6 energy. That's going to require a seed. So that was a pretty nice heal that the Grey Dragon Skull provided us. And that Great Dragon Skull actually has a wielder bonus of +2 energy as well. So we didn't roll to see who gets that. I think I'm just going to... Oh, the Stormcaller, I believe, was the one who received the bonus. So I will go with obviously the Solipsist would get the Grey Dragon Skull. So the Solipsist goes up to 11. So she's at 8 currently for her energy. Alright, so that was the movement phase. The skill phase, we did that. Grey Dragon Skull, let's roll for skills here. We need 1 navigate in order to succeed and stay where we are. So the Stormcaller does not make it. We have an 8, so we don't make survival. We don't make explore. Solipsist, we better do a little bit better here. We get an 8, so we miss navigate. We made survival, and we made our explore. So we have to wander. We also get to roll for a seed. So we need to roll a 6 or a lower on the fate die. We get an 8, so we do not get a seed. Alright, so now we are going to wander, and let's see, we wander this way, and check it out. So we actually can't wander into the mountain hex, which means we stay where we are. We really lucked out there, and we get to stay where we are on the board. So that means we get to try for that destination. Alright, so let's take a look. so before we actually do the destination, we have to roll a circumstance. So let's do that first. We rolled a 1. Helpful Pixie. We have the Helpful Pixie in the group. That is awesome. You've saved a clever, Helpful Nixie. Saved a clever, I do that every single time too. A clever Nixie from being eaten by Aranea's spiderlings. Oh, well, our Lolth spiderling Stormcaller, maybe we think the Nixie looks delicious. To repay you, she has offered to help you on your journey. Alright, we won't eat her this time. So the Helpful Nixie aids you while navigating the wilds as long as she is alive at the end of each skill phase. If you are within 1 hex of an event location, we can immediately move to it. So she has 6 health and she attacks for 2 damage each round. So that's awesome. We have the Helpful Nixie in the group. Let's put that card back here. We have Drained on the board now. Alright, so let's see. This is a Explorer. And if we look at the card... Sorry, I'm just getting organized here. So the card is a Spirit Guide. Now, Spirit Guide destinations, if we look at the rulebook here, when a destination card states Spirit Guide, if at least half the group succeeds, when attempting to complete the destination, you reveal the 3 cards of the fragment deck and choose one to keep. Shuffle the others back into the fragment deck. If all heroes fail their skill rolls, you increase the fate tracker by 1. So we need at least one of us to make it, and if at least half of us does, then we get to actually look at the top 3 cards instead of just the first. Alright, this is also a risky card, so let's read it. So it says, you stumble upon a group of boggards following a gigantic turtle. Together they slowly make their way through the marsh. Quietly follow them. Unsure of what you're witnessing, you keep pace with them for some time and realize they are protecting the slow monstrosity. Astonishingly, the turtle has a fragment lodged in its shell. Alright, this is a risky one. You weren't quiet enough. Search for the boggards encounter and battle them. The encounter is dangerous. So, it's risky if we all fail. Now, not only is it risky, but if we all fail, because it's a spirit guide, we're also going to have that fate tracker go up. Alright, so we're going to roll our skills. So, Stormcaller will roll first, 3 or lower. That was, well, we should probably re-roll. That was kind of a cocked die there. So 3 or lower, we get a 5. So we do not, the Stormcaller does not make it. The Solipsist, we need a 6 or lower. Come on. And we get a 5. Okay, so the Solipsist manages to make sure the Stormcaller is moving a little bit more silently. And that means we make the roll. We do not increase the fate tracker because all of us didn't fail it. We get to pick the top 3 cards of the deck and take a look. Alright, so I think you guys know what we're going to do. We're going to do the ring because we already have one of the ring fragments. So we have the ring, the sword, and the scepter. Alright, so we're going to take that ring fragment. I'll put these other fragments in the deck here and shuffle. Alright, and then the ring, we can take either a +2 to health, a +1 to explore, or a power-up card. So I think we're going to take a power-up card for each. So for the Stormcaller, oh, that was a good call. So we have a +1 health, energy, and explore. Okay, I'll write that down here. And then for the power up for our Solipsist, let's look at that one. Oh, check it out, all stats. Now we do have a fate tracker increase on this one, so fate tracker goes up to 2, but that's a +1 to everything. Nice. So we go up to 12 health, 12 energy. Waking Nightmare goes up. Psychotropic Wave goes up. Sandman goes up. Dream Eater goes up to rank 9. Our skills, oh, our skills are lovely when they go up like that. It's great. All right, so here's where we're at. Our Solipsist currently has pretty nice skills. We have quite a great amount of health and energy, fairly average abilities. And here we have the Stormcaller. Look at that, health and attack, or the attack and first mastery, I mean. All right, Fate Tracker, let's increase that. We go up to Fate Cycle 2. And at the end of that game turn, we increase the Fate Tracker again. We also place down a Sentinel on the board on the second battle site, which is going to be here. Sentinels appear when the Fate Cycle strikes strikes 1 every time, or every time it goes up. We also get that HEXplore bonus at the bottom, so that is the chance to find a Heart of the Forest. Now, basically, I think in order for us to get a Heart of the Forest, I am going to spend 1 health and 1 energy. So one of us is going to take that damage. I'm going to go with the Stormcaller. We'll go down to 10 health and 6 energy. And then we will try for a Heart of the Forest. Now, normally a Heart of the Forest is going to be difficulty of 2 or lower on the D8. But because I'm reducing my health and energy value, I can reduce the roll result by 3. So let's see what we get. 4 minus 3 is a hex, which means we get a Heart of the Forest. That will be awesome if we end up going to Elowin's Grove. Alright, so that's the end of that game turn. We've done everything we need to do. We can clear off that token here. We've taken the fragment from the gigantic turtle that we were following the boggards, and we managed to steal it while they were sleeping. And they didn't even hear us coming, so that's good. Oh, okay, the incursion goes away. So we had an incursion on the board. Now, when incursions happen, you have a time limit. If the Fate Cycle increases twice while this destination is in play, the waypost becomes an Enthralled City. Discard the incursion and place an Enthralled City token on this location. So, we didn't manage to save these people. We let that city fall, and it has now become an Enthralled City, just like these other purple locations here. Sorry, folks, can't save all of you. Alright, so then moving on. I think the next thing we're going to do is we will just move cautiously. We're going to move cautiously 1, and we're going to make use of the helpful Nixie's talent here. So, first of all, what we're going to... Whoops! Throwing dice around. First of all, we're going to roll skills. So, the Stormcaller... look at those awful skills. And Solipsist, Chiron does barely any better. In fact, we lose 3 food. Chiron goes down to 0 and has to borrow 1 food from the Stormcaller. We don't get any gold, and because we moved cautiously, we don't need to worry about those green rolls. So navigate is fine. Alright, so then we're going to roll for a circumstance. Actually, at the end of each skill phase, if you are within 1 hex of an event location, you may immediately move to it.
So we're using that helpful Nixie's ability. We just went through a move phase, which is moving cautiously. We rolled our skills, and now at the end of each skill phase, if you are within 1 hex of an event location, we get to move there. So we're going to move to this enthralled city. The helpful Nixie has helped us get there, so that's good. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna loot that city. We're gonna sneak around and see if we can find some gear that we can use to help us in our journey. So we're gonna split up again. That means we have a +2 additional rolls on the searching for gear table, and we get a +1 to the fate die result. So these are the dice rolls or skills for the Stormcaller. We get a 4, which is a success, a 7, which is a fail, and a 10, which is a fail. So we only get a one success for the Stormcaller. And now the Solipsist has stealth boots, so we get -2 to these rolls. So the Solipsist will get 1, 2, 3. All 3 are successes for the Solipsist here. So the Solipsist is doing really good. We are going to be able to get 5 rolls on the searching for loot, searching for gear table. The Stormcaller is only going to get 3. All right, so let's roll for the Stormcaller's event here. And we get a 7. Oh no. So, oh, that is terrible. So here's what happens. So we rolled a 7. Basically, if we look at our card here, he only had 1 success. So his modifier is a -1. Now, but we get a +1 penalty to the fate die result. I'm just looking at my abilities here. My Forest Guardian can't... He's not able to really help in this situation. His racial ability. All right, so the Stormcaller, the Spiderkin, is sneaking around the city, and he didn't do very well. He is going to get that tethered ability again. So we rolled a 7. It would have been a +1, but it would have been a -1 actually. But because we were splitting up, it's a 0. So he's tethered for 4 game turns. Oh, this is terrible. We were going to go up against the Treant next turn. So that's not necessarily something we want to do while we're tethered. If he runs out of energy, he will be dead. All right. So I think we're going to still try it here. So I've marked down 4 on our battle mat so that we know that he is tethered for the next 4 game turns. All right, the Solipsist rolls our fate die here, and she gets a 2. Now she actually has been fortunate and careful. The mind wiped have been busy elsewhere, so the Solipsist does way better than Lolth. We do have to take that +1 to the fate tracker, so we do go up on that because you take the worst roll of the group. So now we get to roll for our loot. I get 3 for the Stormcaller, and I'm just going to go all for gear. And we get a hex, which means we locate a set of workshop supplies. And we also get a power-up for the Stormcaller. And his food rating goes down by 1. So that's actually really good because we don't necessarily have to worry too much more about food for her. So she is. So I bet you the helpful Nixie is feeling really good about that. We're like, we don't need to eat so much, so we don't want to feast on the Nixie there. All right, then we have the 8 and the 7. So the 8 and the 7 is 2 Jade Acorns, 2 food, 2 Moonroot, 6 gold. So we get Jade Acorns. I'll write that down here.
times 2, we get 2 food, 6 gold. We're up to 11 gold.
All right, and then that's it.
All right, now we get five rolls for the Solipsist. Now, I think we're gonna take the two. I think we're gonna take 3 gear upgrades, and actually, let's go with all. Just go with all gear upgrades. We get a -1 to this roll because she has stealth boots. A hex, that is awesome. Those are going to be able to be re-rolled with a +1 to the roll. The 3 could turn into a 2, so the 3 is a navigate, a defend, or attack. So let's go with navigate, and we're going to give that to Lolth to increase our navigate score here. Alright, so that takes care of the 3. The 5 is an explorer or first mastery. We can move it to either first mastery or defend. So let's give that to Lolth, and we'll give her another explorer rank here, just to get our skills up a little bit more. It might help us in the long run. So that takes care of the 5. The 9 is either a health, energy, or second mastery. So I think let's go with second mastery, and we'll give that to Lolth because that will increase the duration of our drained condition, and that will actually be very good. And last but not least, we have the 2 rerolls at a +1 to the roll, or at a +1 to the gear upgrade. So 2. Now that can change into another hex. So we now have a +3 bonus, and the 5 is a +2 bonus. Could be either explore, defend, or first mastery. Defend. Let's go with a +2 to defend, and we're giving it to the Stormcaller to get her defense up. So we go up to a rank 5 in defense. That's really good. All right, so that takes care of the +2. The +3 is an 8, so that can be changed to either second mastery, survival, or health. A +3. Second mastery. Let's go with second mastery, and I think we will do that to our Dream Eater ability to go up to a rank 12 for the Solipsist. So the Solipsist finds some epic gear in the city. That's going to very much increase the amount of energy she can sap. So we're at 24, we're at 32 energy that she can take out. That is awesome. Alright, so after that round, let's take a look at our heroes here. So Lolth has, put it a little bit closer here. So Lolth has 12, 5, 10, and 6 for abilities, 4, 5, and 5 for our skills, and 12 health, 9 energy. Lolth is also tethered again, so if her energy drops to 0, she's dead. Energy or health, I should say. Alright, and then for our Solipsist, Chiron, he has 12, 12 for health and energy, 6, 8, 7, and 12, rank 12 for Dream Eater. 6, 7, and 5 for skills, so we're actually pretty good on skills. Alright, so I am going to, what should we do next? I think next turn, the fate tracker goes up by 1. So we are currently at 2.3, and so we have 2 more increases to that fate tracker before the fate cycle increases to 3. Alright, we have the escort with us, the helpful Nixie,
So I think we're going to just move cautiously. We're going to move 1 right here. We're going to roll our skills. So for the Stormcaller, we have 3, which means we get some gold. Up to 13 gold. We missed our Navigate and our Survival. So we take 2 food out of our pack. Lulth is just not doing so good here. And then Chiron will roll for our Solipsist. 7, which is 2 extra gold. That's a success. 6, that is not a success. So we need to take 3 of our food away. We are down to only 2 food, you guys. That means we're going to start starving if we don't gather some food here. Oh, that could be very bad. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is, it's during the skill phase. Let's sacrifice another one of our seeds to use the Grey Dragon Skull. So I'm going to sacrifice a seed. We're going to go down to 4 total seeds. Once per game turn during the skill phase, the group may sacrifice 1 infused seed. Each hero adds their current health and energy together and divides the total evenly between their vitals. Alright, so 12 and 9, that just means the Solipsist goes up to full health and full energy, and the same thing happens to the Stormcaller. So we get a nice full heal out of that Grey Dragon Skull again. That's very good. Alright, then we're in the skill phase, so we're going to have our helpful Nixie move us into the boss. We are going to attempt to take out Theranos, the Rotting Treant. Okay, so Theranos has 38 health and 24 energy. He is a undead opponent. We do not have undead for our favorite opponents. We can't claim favorite opponent on him. First round, we are going to... Lulth is going to... use Scorch, and that will cost 1 energy. It goes down to 8. That means he's going to be doing lightning bolt damage, so 12 damage, and Theranos is now burned. Then I'm going to, for my Solipsist, I'm going to use Dream Eater, and it's going to deal twice Dream Eater rank plus Psychotropic Wave rank, so that's 24 plus 8 is 32. That's 32 energy damage. So as you can see, we have 12 health coming in, 32 energy. Then we have 2 damage coming in from the helpful Nixie. Let's see what Theranos does to us. So we roll a 5. Decaying Forest. He's going to block 15. Group health. So he blocks energy first. Each target suffers 4 health damage. Actually, I should just double check that before I just say that. Let's look up the block condition here, or the keyword. Okay, block reduces total damage taken during the resolution phase by the block amount beginning with energy damage. Yes, so we take that 15, that 32 goes down from 32 to 17. So that's going to leave him with 7 energy left. And group health. Each target suffers 4 health damage. Targets who defend or receive healing this round suffer 2 additional health damage during the next declaration phase. So all of us are taking 4 health damage, including that helpful Nixie. So she goes down to 2 health left. The Stormcaller goes down to 8. The Solipsist goes down to 8. And he suffers all 14 of that health damage that we dealt, leaving him with 24 left. Now he is burned, so at the beginning of next round he goes down to 21. And my Stormcaller is simply going to defend and use an item to heal the helpful Nixie. The Solipsist is going to do the same thing again, doing 32 damage incoming, and he will go down to 10 energy. So then we have 2 incoming from the Pixie. Alright, so round 2, we have 32 damage coming in, which would take him back down from that 7, take that away. 2 incoming health, he is burned. My Scorch is rank 10, so I am using Wind Wall. If he targets me, the Stormcaller this round, he's going to take quite a bit of damage. He's going to take 26. Actually, no, I didn't redo that. That's going to be, so 10, so 20. So he's going to take 30 damage, 30 health damage if he targets the Stormcaller this round. So let's see what he does. 4. 4 is Rotten Breath. Group health, energy, and survival. Theranos exhales rotten air. Each target suffers 3 piercing health and 3 piercing energy damage. Those who fail become drained. Alright, so we're all taking 3 piercing health and energy. The Stormcaller, his ability goes off, and that is going to kill Theranos. But because it's 3 piercing damage, our helpful Nixie only had 2 health left. I have to use a green fire potion on that helpful Nixie in order to save her. So I will do that. The Spiderkin Stormcaller, she actually has taken a liking to this Nixie, and so she actually heals the Nixie, and then we suffer that damage. So we go down to 5, 5, 5, and 7. Alright, so Theranos. We managed to take out Theranos. As you can see, Lolth is down to 5 health and 5 energy. And Chiron, our Solipsist, is down to 5 health and 7 energy. Alright, so we get some rewards here. Now, if we look at Theranos' card here, let's go with the health and food here. I'm sorry, the golden foods. We have 7 gold. That's going to raise us up to 20 for the Stormcaller and 18 for the Solipsist. We do get 1 food, so we go up to a total of 4 food between the 2 of us. We each get 1 power-up card, so I'll put that here. One of us is going to get a +2 to our attack. So let's see what that, so we'll go with green for our Solipsist and yellow for our Stormcaller. 10, Solipsist. The Solipsist gets a +2 to her, or to his attack rank, bringing it up to an 8. So that's awesome. We also get workshop supplies. So that is our second 2 of 3 workshop supplies. We're on our way to being able to actually purchase our gear upgrades, so that's good. And last but not least, we get the fragment reward. Now, we do have the Charm of the Autumn Court, so we get to choose 2 of these. So we have 2 power-ups, a +2 to our defend, or a +3 to our energy. I think we're going to go with 2 power-ups for each of us. And then I think we'll do the +2 to the Wind Wall for the Stormcaller. That brings us up to a 7. And I think we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use Psychotropic Wave and get the +2 to defend for our Solipsist. Okay, so that is it. We also have a Fates Tracker increase on this card, so we do have to take that. The end of this round, we're going to go up to Fate Tracker, Fate Cycle 3. Alright, so let's look at our power-ups. So this is for the Stormcaller. We get favorite opponents, +1 all skills, and 2nd mastery. 2 of these have the Fate Tracker increase, so our Fate cycle goes up even quicker than I had thought. Alright, so let's put these on our character here. 5, 6 and 6. And then our favorite opponent. I think I'm gonna go with. I think we're gonna go with Monstrous Humanoid in preparation for our combat with Aranea. Alright, and then let's take a look at our power-up cards for the Solipsist. Alright. Oh, and it's another +1 to all skills. So we have another Fate Tracker increase on that. We have +2 to our Navigate, +1 to our other skills. And so our skills are getting pretty good. We get a +1 to our purple, and the Fate Tracker goes up by 3 now because of those power-up cards. Alright, so I'm going to erase our circle here. We are now at Fate Tracker 3 with 2 blips around the tracker. And at the end, oh, actually it's not the end of this turn, we are on a destination. So check that out. The bounty. The treants are generally reclusive folk, not prone to revealing their presence. It is surprising then when a whole group of them surround you here in the forest. They speak to you at length about one of their kin, a cursed brother who has somehow been lost to the shadow, as they call it. Defeat Theranos, the undead treant, and his kin will reward your deed. Succeed, and they promise you a fragment they found and a chest of treasure that the quote-unquote small folk prize. So we get 3 gold and another fragment card from that. Alright. So that's good. 21 gold, 23 gold. We've got a lot of gold to spend here, guys. And we get another fragment card. And this is the figurine. We get either +2 energy, +1 explore, or a power-up card. So I think we're going to go with the energy. And our Stormcaller goes up to 11. And then the power-up card. Power-up card for the Stormcaller is +1 all abilities, but it is a Fate Tracker increase. So that's good and bad. More so probably good. Alright, and then the Fate Tracker increase, I'll note that. And then our +1 energy and health for our Solipsist. So our Solipsist is now, let me just show you guys this so you can see it. Alright, so our Solipsist has 13 health, 15 energy, 8, 10, 8, and 12 for abilities, 8, 8, and 6 for skills, 21 gold, 0 food. We just let the Stormcaller carry it. Speaking of that Stormcaller, so we have Lulth here with 5 current health and 7 current energy. We were pretty close to dying. We did have a few tricks up our sleeves in order to keep us alive, but we managed to actually spend a green fire potion to heal our helpful Nixie. So our friend is still alive. We have 13, 8, 11, and 8 for our abilities, 5, 6, and 6 for skills, and 23 gold. Alright, that ends that turn, and then we're going to increase the Fate Tracker by 1. We are really close. We're 1 away from Fate Tracker 4 already. Speaking of, we need to place a 3rd Sentinel on the board, right here. Okay, and we can move that destination off. Okay, so moving on. We can place a completed token there. We've gotten bosses 1 and 3 so far. We've got the first 3 sentinels on the board. What else? What should we do? So I think the next thing we can do is we should just move. We could put down 2 hex tiles here and here just to see if we could get some more destinations on the board. Possibly go to a waypost to heal. We've got 2 turns left of the Stormcaller being tethered, and that means that she could die from either having her health drop to 0 or her energy drop to 0. She's only got 5 health and energy left, so I think we're going to do that. We're going to go 1, 2, and we're going to reveal 2 hex tiles. Let's see what we got here. Okay. So the first one is, looks like we have a destination on there, and next one is, looks like it's a portal. It's a G portal to the grove, so we can put that right there, and then let's see. So we'll put that right there. All right. So tile I and G. Let's see if we have any destinations on those. I see one on I. That's going to be right there. I see one on G, which is going to be right here. So we have a couple. All right, next thing we're going to do, we're going to continue our movement. We're going to go 3, 4, and we're going to move to that waypost. So we have to roll our skills. We have, look at those hexes. So we have a chance to get 2 seeds and a vine. I'm not going to be spending any energy or health to reduce the roll. I will have the Solipsist take 1 energy for the vine, so that's going to be a, let's see, is that a 6 or lower? It's a 4 or lower. So we need a 4 or lower for the vine. We get a 6, so we do not get the vine, but a 4 or lower for the seed. We do get a hex, and a 5. So we do get 1 seed out of that. Okay. We made our navigate, which means we don't wander. Let's see, the Stormcaller has a 6 for explore, so we do get 2 gold. We get a 6 for our survival, and because we have 6 for our survival score here, we do make that score, so that's good. Looking at the Solipsist, we get that hex on yellow, on orange, which is going to be, on yellow, which is going to be 2 extra gold. We made the hex on survival, which means we don't have to consume food, and we even made that navigate. So we are good to go. We've arrived in our destination. We do not have a circumstance. We are going to pick a new round of destinations, though. Whenever you go into a waypost, you get to refill your destinations. Okay, so it looks like we have a couple bounties. We have the second boss here, the ninth boss actually, which is the elemental. We have a keeper destination, which is going to be right here. We have a destination on D, which is going to be right here. Okay. Actually, it's going to be right there. Okay. I think that's it. That is it for now. All right. Then we get to move into the event phase. We get to spend some gold. So let's spend some gold. I think the first thing we should get, let's pick up that last workshop supplies. It's going to cost us 4 gold per hero. We're going to get the third workshop supply, that means we can now gain the workshop. So let's read that. This item must be acquired 3 times from 3 different sources. Let's see. The first source was from the Enthralled City. The second source was from the Treant, Theranos the Rotting Treant, and the third source we purchased in the workshop in this waypost. Once you've obtained all 3, you unlock Ashul's workshop, a new waypost that allows heroes to purchase gear upgrades using gold there. Place Ashul's workshop location token on any great tree hex. So we get to get the Ashul's workshop token here. We're going to place that on any great tree hex. There's a great tree hex. Actually, let's put it way over here, because that is the Dryad. So we can make our way there. We can reveal a new hex tile, and we can go there to purchase gear upgrades. So that'll be good. Alright, so that's 4 per hero. What else? Elven riding saddles would be good. We can then move 2 cautious, so that's going to cost us 4 gold per hero. So we go down to 17 and 15 gold. So elven riding saddles. Okay, what else? I think we need to fill up on some food. So elven rations. Let's buy some of those. We'll buy 3 of those. Okay. And I think we're going to save our gold for gear upgrades. Alright, at the end of this game turn, our tethered effect is down to one less. One more round, I should say. Our fate cycle moves up to 4. Now, beginning at fate cycle 3, each time the fate cycle increases, increase the game difficulty by 1. Each time this occurs, all heroes gain an additional roll whenever they roll their favorite opponent die. Alright, so we are now in fate cycle 4. And that means that our difficulty has just been increased from starter to easy. So that's, and it's only going to go up from here. So we really, really need to get going and take out Sarthuin before this ethereal shard increases the game difficulty to the degree where it's super hard for us to go on. So I think what we're going to do now, it's just kind of a clock game now. Let's beat the clock. We are going to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to move up to the location here. Let's see if I can move that a little bit so we can see what we're doing. All right. We are moving... We're not moving cautiously, so we're going to roll our dice. Actually, we do get to put down that before we roll our skill phase. So let's go ahead and pick our thing here. Okay, and what do we got? Oh, that is the Arenaeus. So that actually is the last location that is going to give us the second Dark Relic. So we have how should we put that on the board? Let's put that right here. Wow. So we actually lucked out. We actually have 2 Dark Relics right nearby. All right, this might be very good for us. So the next thing that happens is let's go ahead and get out the rule book so we can read about Ashul's workshop here. Gear upgrades, page 13. Workshop supplies is an item that be found in several places in the Forest of Agumon. May be purchased in wayposts, rewarded after a battle, or found in other situations. The heroes will need to obtain the workshop supplies 3 times from 3 different sources. Okay, so we get to purchase gear upgrades here. I guess before we do that, though, we are going to roll. Oh, you know what? One thing I forgot to do. I am going to be spending that 1 gold in order to heal us to full. So in that waypost, I spent 1 gold. That heals us completely. All right, and then we're going to roll skills. So we get a 4, 7, and 10. So we missed navigate there. We might wander this turn. Thankfully, we don't have to spend any food. Let's see how Chiron does. We get 3, a hex, and an 8. So we do have to spend food. We do make our navigate. So we get to stay where we are. We get 2 gold. We get to try for a seed, and I guess I will have him sacrifice 1 energy for that. We need to roll a 6 or lower, and we get a 3, or a 4 or lower. We get a 3. So we made that. And I said seed before, but it's actually a vine. You will get a seed if you roll a hex on your blue or yellow. You get a vine if you roll a hex on green. All right, so that is done. We've rolled skills. We've gotten a couple extra gold. We've used some food. We are now on Shul's workshop. Now we do have a circumstance yet. 5. Oh, we have a revival stone. Revival stone. So this is, you've uncovered a smooth elliptical stone that bears druidic marks. You're stunned when you realize this is a revival stone. The great druids were said to have created only 3 of these long ago. Heroes may charge this stone outside of combat by sacrificing energy. This energy can come from multiple heroes and remains across multiple game turns. When the revival stone is charged to 10 energy, the energy may be consumed as if it were an item to revive a fallen hero to full vitals. The revival stone may only hold 1 charge at a time. We are definitely, that's awesome. I'm going to actually spend 10 energy to charge it right away. So my Solipsist goes down to 4 energy. And I'm going to actually just place a die on top of this card to let me know that, that it is charged. All right. And I'll put that over on the side here. All right, then the next thing that happens is we can spend some gold on gear upgrades. I think I'm going to go all in on attack. So I'm going to be spending 4, 5, and 6 is 9 and 6, 15. So I'm going to spend all 15 of the Stormcaller's gold to raise our attack rank up to rank 16. So we go down to 0 gold, and we have 16 for our attack. Awesome. We have 16 gold for the Solipsist. I think I'm just gonna get a couple of vital increases. So I'm gonna spend 11 gold to go up to 15 15 total health. We have 5 gold left. During that skill phase of that last round, I think we're going to use the Grey Dragon Skull to sacrifice a seed, and that's going to heal us. The Solipsist then is going to heal 19, so he's going to heal 10 energy, so he's back up to 14 energy total. Okay, so here we are in the wilderness. We have the Spiderkin Stormcaller, Lolth. We have the Forest Guardian Solipsist named Chiron. We are we are about to face the Spider Queen Aranea. I feel like I need to overthrow her. She is evil. Our Spiderkin, we are not evil. We have found a helpful Nixie in the forest, and we've renounced the evil queen's ways. So, one thing before combat, I actually searched for the Spiderkin encounter card inside the circumstance deck. That is something that you need to find just in case you are battling Aranea. She has an ability that can summon that. Also, I was looking. We have a on F. We actually have a navigate destination right next to Aranea's lair. All right, so do we want to try that first? It's the first. Yeah, why don't we do that? So we're gonna move to 1, 2. We're gonna go to that destination first. We will try that. Then let's take a look. So this is a navigate. We've moved to. We have to roll skills. And oops. Okay, so that's a 7, a 3, and an 8. Okay, so Solipsist, 7, 3, and 8. So the 8 is a fail. We lose all of the rest of the Solipsist's food. Everything else is a success, though. So we do go up to a 7. We made the navigate, and then looking at the, that was a 5. Looking at the Stormcaller's rolls, we made everything except for survival. So we are taking 2 energy or 2 food away. We only have 5 food between the 2 of us. So somehow we need to find some food coming up here. All right, so let's take a look at that navigate quest. Sorry, destination. It is a spirit guide. So if we look at the spirit guide again, what that means is if at least half of us succeeds, we get to take 3 cards in the fragment deck and choose one to keep. If all of us fail, we have to increase the fate tracker by 1. All right, so the dreadful Spider Queen Aranea has reinforced every inch of her domain with tiny threads that allow her to track the comings and going of any creature. There is one place she cannot see, however, a small and difficult path kept open by a fragment. Avoid her servants while you search for it. All right, so we're sneaking into her lair. We need to actually roll our green ability here. I'll roll for the Stormcaller first. We need a 5 or higher. We get a 5. All right, we made that one. All right, so the next one, we need an 8 or sorry, not 5 or higher, 5 or lower. For this one, we need an 8 or lower, and we get a 3. So we managed to both make that roll. So that's good. We managed to find that fragment that's keeping open her area. Oh, check it out. It's also going to yield us a Heart of the Forest. So one of us has to take a -1 energy in health in order to try and harvest a heart. I will have the Solipsist do that because our Stormcaller still has the tethered effect, and it ends this round. So that will be good that we can get rid of that just before our combat. All right, so I'm also going to spend 1 extra health and energy. The Solipsist will do that to reduce the roll by 3. 6 minus 3 is 3, and what do we need to get? We needed a 2, so we did not get a Heart of the Forest. That was a pricey thing that we did there. All right, costing us 2 health and 2 energy. All right, so then we get to select the fragment. We get to look at 3 with the crown, the glaive, and the shield. So I think even despite the shield being a fate tracker increase, I think we're going to take the shield. The other two we will go ahead and put back into the fragment deck. Alright, so the shield is going to give us +2 defend, +3 health, or 2 power-ups. So between the two of us, I think we'll definitely take the power-ups for each. And then we'll take +3 to the health. I think that's definitely a good thing. Okay, so our Solipsist is up to 18 health. Our Stormcaller is 15 health. And let's take a look at those power-up cards. So we have a +2 defend and a +1 attack and second mastery. So that is going to our Stormcaller. Stormcaller goes up to 8 survival, 9 freezing rain, and 9 wind wall. Alright, thankfully no fate tracker increases. And then we have a +2 health and energy and a +1 health for our Solipsist. So that's really good. Alright, so here's what our characters look like here. So we have the Solipsist Chiron, 8, 10, 8, 12 for abilities, 8, 8, 6 for skills. We have 20 and 16 for health and energy. All those health and energy values went up because of the increases as well. We're actually going to be using the Grey Dragon Skull anyway to heal. So we will spend a seed to get that heal. So that means we go up to full. Alright, and then our Stormcaller. So our Stormcaller has 16 attack, 9 defend, 11 for first mastery, 9 for second mastery, 15 and 11 for vitals, 5, 6, and 8 for skills. Alright, moving on. The fate tracker goes up by 1 for the relic, and then at the end of the turn it goes up 1 more. And we can get rid of that destination. Alright, next we are going to move cautiously into Aranea's lair. And that's during the skill phase. We will be using that Grey Dragon Skull like I had mentioned a few minutes ago. We'll roll for our skills. So our Stormcaller gets everything, including that survival. Our Solipsist misses survival. So we're going to spend 2 of our precious food. We only have 3 left before we begin to starve. So hopefully we can find some food in this next one here. Alright, let's move the dice out of the way. And we enter combat with Aranea, the Spider Queen. Alright, so Aranea has 68 health. She has 66 energy. First round, we are going to use Scorch. Oh, and also our tethered condition goes away, so that is awesome. I'm using Scorch, which is going to do Lightning Bolt, which is 16 health damage. This is a monstrous humanoid, and my Stormcaller, it has favored opponent against monstrous humanoid. Also, we have the Ethereal Shard, so we get an additional roll on the favored opponent. So I get to roll 2 favored opponent dice because we have that Cursed Treasure. And we'll roll that before the round begins, and that's 2 and a 2, so that's 4 incoming damage. Right. Then we have Chiron. We're going to do Sandman. So she suffers Sandman rank energy damage and becomes lethargic. While lethargic, she suffers Waking Nightmare rank energy damage whenever the opponent suffers health damage. So whenever she suffers health damage, she's also taking 8 extra energy damage every single time. Now, because I'm using Scorch, the Stormcaller is using Scorch, she's also going to become burned, which means she's going to be taking damage at the beginning of every round. We do have the helpful Nixie in battle, and she is going to be doing 2 damage. When we're using at rank 6 lethargic, opponents must spend twice the amount of energy. So because she's also greater than rank 8, the Solipsist is greater than rank 8 Sandman, she's also going to spend twice the amount of energy whenever she is doing an action. Alright, so let's see what she does. We roll a d6 and we roll a 2. Alright, so we roll the fate die. Each hero targeting Aranea has their action rank reduced by the result. If their action rank is reduced to 0, they lose their action and become immediately targeted by Spider Drop. Alright, so we have to roll the d8, and it's a 3. So the helpful Nixie goes from an action of 2 down to a 0, and she's affected by Spider Drop. Spider Drop is her third ability. Group energy. Fist-sized spiders drop from above onto the group. Each target suffers 4 energy drain and becomes disoriented. Okay, she doesn't have energy, so she can't take that drain. But she does have health, and so that it goes directly to her health. So she goes down from 6 health down to 2. Alright, and then Scorch is reduced in rank by 3. So that means it goes down to a rank 9. So she only is going to be burned for 4 rounds. She still takes all of the lightning bolt damage. So that's 16 damage. Because she takes that damage, she's also going to be taking Waking Nightmare energy damage. And she's taking damage from favorite opponent. So that's also going to give her another 8 damage from the Sandman. So she's got 24 total energy damage coming in, leaving her with 42 energy remaining. She's got 20 health damage coming in, leaving her with 48. At the beginning of the round, she is burned, which means she also suffers another 8 energy damage. So she's going to go down to, let's see, 42 minus 8 is 36. Alright, and then what do we do this round? This round we'll roll that favorite opponent again. Our Spiderkin is having some vengeance on Aranea. And we get a Hex and a 2. So that's 8 so far. So that's 12 damage coming in. So when that damage comes in, that's also going to give her another 8 damage because she is lethargic at the moment. So another 8 energy damage. Alright, so then the next thing we're going to do, the Solipsist is going to use Dream Eater, and she's going to be doing 32 energy damage. Then we are going to... I'm just going to defend with my Stormcaller, and that way we can put out that huge burst damage. 18, 22, 30, 40 damage, yes. Okay, so 40 damage incoming if she targets us. Alright, so here's how that looks currently. We have... Alright, so we have 36 energy left, so she's got 8 damage coming in from that burned. She's got 32 damage coming in to her energy from our Dream Eater ability. She has 45 health left. Alright, so let's see what she does. So she rolls a 2 again. Now, because I'm defending this round, I'm using my last green fire potion to save the helpful Nixie's life. She would be suffering damage here, but because I'm using that item, she does not suffer. So we rolled a 2, so everything is dropped by 2. So that would mean that Dream Eater actually is going to do a little less damage. So that's going to go down to 28. Oh, check it out. It's just enough to pull her completely of all energy. 28 and 8. She's down to 0 energy. And because she has targeted me, it is each hero attack with Webnet. She actually is suffering my Stormcaller's damage. So let's see, at rank 5, so it would be that 40 damage. Minus the 2, minus the 2 again, so that's 36 damage. 36 and 12 is 48, so she is dead. We've taken out Aranea. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? She is actually plus 5 vitals. So we're not so lucky because I forgot to put that in. We have 2 heroes on the board. Let's see what that does. It's going to give another 10 health and energy. So 55 and 46. So she's not out of energy just yet. She has 10 energy left. But she is burned, and because my wind wall went off, she is actually suffering that 8 damage again. So she's actually down to 2 energy left. Awesome. Alright, so then we have 55, 43, so that's 13. She has 13 health left. At the beginning of the round, she's still burned. Oh no, she's not burned. We had that burn go off, so she's looking like this, folks. She's got 13 health and 2 energy left. And let's roll those favorite opponent dice again. We get a 4 and a 4, so that is 8 damage incoming. Alright, this round I will just use Lightning Bolt for 16. Actually, yeah, I'll just use Lightning Bolt for 16. And then Dream Eater, I think we will just do one more time. Dream Eater for 32 energy damage. So here's what we have coming in. We have 32 energy damage. We have 16 health, and then another 8 health. We have the 2 health from the helpful Nixie. And what does Aranea do this turn? 1. She's getting aggressive with us. Widow's Fang. Dual target health and survival. Each target suffers 7 health damage. Those who fail are poisoned, and heroes who critically fail are also bleeding and unconscious. Look at how many there are behind her. So now we have to roll target dice. Alright, so yellow is our Stormcaller, green is our Solipsist, and blue is the helpful Nixie. So the yellow, so that's going to be our Stormcaller. So our Stormcaller is going to be suffering, oh, it's dual target. So it's actually our Stormcaller and our Solipsist. They're each suffering 7 health damage. So we go down to 8 and 13. Alright. And with that, she is defeated. We managed to take out Aranea. We take out her spiderlings. And we usurp the throne from her. We've taken the throne. Our Spiderkin Stormcaller is now going to be the queen of the spiderlings. All right, so let's take a look. So we get 10 gold, 2 food. Let's put those in first. 2 food is definitely appreciated. The 10 gold is awesome. All right, and then we get 2 power-ups. So let's put those down here. So 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, and then we get one of us is getting a +3 to our first mastery. So that's going to be the yellow, which is our Stormcaller, first mastery, and she gets a +3. +3, first mastery. Awesome. So we go up to 14 Scorch. All right, that's really good. And then we get the Dark Relic, the Widow's Fang. Now the Widow's Fang is also a special card that is in the expansion here. So we get that. So look at the spiders crawling on it. Queen Aranea's Whip, a weapon forged from her unique webbing and imbued with vile Spiderkin magic. Widow's Bite. Anytime the wielder uses only their attack action, they may also roll the fate die and deal piercing energy damage equal to the result. This die explodes on a result of a hex and 8. The target of the attack also begins to bleed. Sacrifice. The wielder may activate this item by sacrificing 3 infused seeds or 1 essence vine while defending. For the remainder of combat, the wielder may use their attack action twice per round. Oh, that is awesome. We're giving that to the Stormcaller. It also has a wielder bonus of +3 attack. So our attack is now up to 19, rank 19. All right. And that is that. We get a fragment card. The fragment is the staff. Okay, and that is 1 power up, a +1 to our purple, or +2 energy. Let's go with the +2 energy. If I know anything about this fight coming up with Sarthwin, is that she is going to be sapping our energy, I think. So let's see how that goes. We get the +2 energy. We also get a power-up card. All right. And let's do those power-ups. So our Stormcaller. Nice, except for those 2 Fate Tracker increases. So we get +1 all abilities, we get a +1 attack and second mastery, and a +3 of our choice. But the Fate Tracker goes up by 2. Can we get to Sarthwin before the difficulty increases? Oh, I hope so. So let's see, we go up to 21. We go up to 10 on our defend. We go up to 15 on our Scorch, and we get 11 on Freezing Rain. We also get another 3 of our choice, so let's just do that to attack. Our Stormcaller is 24 on our Lightning Bolt. That is awesome. We'll take a look at that in a minute as soon as we get our power-ups for... All right. Wow, this is kind of a silly one. So we get a +1 defend and survival. We get another +1 survival and another +2 to defend. So we get +3 defend and +2 survival. Psychotropic Wave is up to 13 rank. And our skills are now 8 across the board for the Solipsist. But we luck out. None of those 3 are actually Fate Tracker increases. Oh, never mind. We have a Fate Tracker increase at the end of this game turn. So it is going to go up. Okay. I think we're done. So Fate Cycle goes up to 5. And that means we have to roll a 8-sided die to see if Elowin is corrupted. A hex +5 is only 6. This had to have been over a 10. If this were over a 10, she would be corrupted, so she's safe. Elowin is safe. Also, we have the let's see, I believe it is the Hyperion comes onto the board. So I just have to get that out. And he is on top of her Acropolis. So each game turn, he is going to be going toward the lowest boss revealed on the board. Currently, that would be we have boss number 2, which is the Moth. We have boss number 4, which is Hathawir, and we have boss number 5, which is Urgos. And then we have the big one, which is Sarthawin, which is up here, which we are actually going after her next. So I'm hopeful that we get there before he does. All right, so Fate Tracker went up, Fate Cycle increased. Now it's our turn. Let's put out a cleared token on Aranea's. We've rid the forest of her presence. All right, so we are going to move 1, 2. We're moving cautiously. I think we are going to roll our skills, and then we're going to use that Gray Dragon Skull ability here to give us the sacrifice to give us an extra amount of health and energy. So let's roll skills. Okay. Oh, those are terrible rolls for our Stormcaller here. Oh, and I have to show you our placards yet too. So we get nothing out of that roll. In fact, I need to spend food. So we go down 2 food. The Stormcaller only has 3 left. Everything else is a fail. Then we're rolling our skills for our Solipsist, and we get another round of failure, except for... Actually, everything succeeded. She has 8s across the board for her skills, so that's good. So we go up to 21 gold. All right, let's take a look at our mats again here. So let's get those out of the way. So here's our Stormcaller. 24 rank for our lightning bolt. That's just huge. 10 wind wall, 15 scorch, 11 freezing rain. Then we have 5, 6, and 8 for skills. We have 8 and 10 health and energy left. Now we are going to use that ability to give us a bonus to our a heal, the Gray Dragon Skull. All right, so looking at the Solipsist, we have rank 8 attack, 13 psychotropic wave, 8 Sandman, 12 Dream Eater. We have 8s across the board for our skills, and then we have 13 current health and energy. All right, so we're using that sacrifice, the Gray Dragon Skull. We are going to go up. Basically, that is, each hero adds the current health and energy together and divides the total evenly between their vitals. So 13, 26, so each one goes up by 13. So we're up, the Solipsist is up to full, and the Stormcaller is up to full. That has been a very good thing. We're sacrificing quite a bit of these seeds in order to gain that heal. All right, I should probably redo my equations here on the side. 72. Wow, our enhanced lightning bolt is 72, guys. That's crazy. All right, Solipsist, we have, let me just redo those just so that we're up to date. So Lethargic Influence. Oh, and our Dream Eater would have gone up on that last round. So our Solipsist actually has a rank 9 for Waking Nightmare. When we were attacking Aranea, I had sapped her completely in the last round of combat with Dream Eater, and when your opponent runs out of energy while you're using this mastery, you gain 1 rank in your red. So she gained that rank too. That's awesome. All right, Lethargic Influence, we have so 18 there, and Dream Eater damage, 24, 37. Wow, okay, so our Solipsist is doing 37 damage when we're doing Dream Eater. All right, I think that is going to put us into the event, the circumstance phase. But before we go, we still have the helpful Nixie. We've kept the helpful Nixie alive, so we are able to actually spend our last movement moving into Sarthawin's location here. So we get to attempt to take out Sarthawin, the Dark Dryad. Alright, so she has 76 health and 90 energy. The game difficulty is currently, we went up in the Fates tracker, so now we are at moderate. So she's going to be gaining 20 health and energy, which means she's up to 110 energy and 96 health. She's going to be doing +1 damage to everything, and she gets her passive. Oh, that's terrible. Alright, so let's see what happens here. So first round, I am going to use Freezing Rain. So the Stormcaller is using Freezing Rain. You drench your enemy in a frigid gale. Your opponent suffers twice Freezing Rain rank energy damage, which is 22. So she's taking 22, and she is becoming drained. So that is going to last for five rounds while she's drained. And then that's going to, I'm going to spend 1 energy to do that. Alright, then the Solipsist is going to use Dream Eater. So I'm going to be doing twice Dream Eater rank plus Psychotropic Wave rank. At rank 5 if your opponent runs out of energy. So 37 incoming damage to her energy. Also, we have the Solipsist is good against magic nature. So we are now in the third time that this is increased. The Ethereal Shard has increased the, or the second time I should say. So each time this occurs, the heroes gain an additional roll whenever they roll favored opponents. So now we get to roll 3 favored opponent dice. So the Solipsist is going to be rolling favored opponent because we are good against magical nature. So we have 10 favored opponent damage incoming here. Okay. And last but not least is, okay, so maybe it's least, our helpful Nixie is doing 2 damage. Now, because I'm at least rank 8, I can also use Psychotropic Wave, which means I could use an item. So the Solipsist can use an item this round if needed. Alright, so let's see what happens. We're going to roll for Sarthawin. So we get a 5. So 5 is Twisted Inversion. Group all targets swap their current health with their current energy. Oh no. The helpful Nixie doesn't have energy. The new amount may not exceed their maximums. Okay, so the current health and energy, they swap. So that means the Solipsist goes down to 17 health and 17 energy. The Stormcaller goes down to 12 health and 12 energy. And the helpful Nixie would go to 0 health. Do I want to spend that Constitution booster? It would raise 6 health. Yeah. We're going to use the Constitution booster to keep the Nixie alive. So we've just used that item on her. That means all of this damage goes through. So that is awesome. 37 plus 22. Alright, so that's 59. Minus the 110 that she has. So she's at 51 energy left. I think that 10 damage, let's have that go to, we're going to have that go to her energy instead of health. And when you convert favorite opponent damage to energy, let's look at that in the rulebook here. you're actually doing more damage. So you may choose whether the damage dealt is applied as health, energy, or against influence. If you choose to deal energy damage, your roll result is doubled. So that 10 would become 20, and I'm going to have that go against her energy. So she's actually down to 31 energy currently. All right. So she suffered two of the health, and so she's down to 94 health and 31 energy. She's also drained. So at the beginning of this turn, she's losing another 3 energy. She goes down to 28, and it's our turn. So our drained condition is now lasting for 4 turns. All right, so this round, we are going to use Scorch to deal 24 damage. Chiron, the Dream Eater, the Solipsist is gonna do Dream Eater again for 37, and Dream Eater is going to pull me down to 16 energy. All right, so then we have what Sarthawin is going to do, and we have to roll favorite opponent as well. So let's roll that. All right, so that's 8. And we will do that to health this time, I think. So this is what it looks like. So we have 24 health damage coming in from Lightning Bolt. We have 2 damage coming in from the helpful Nixie. We have 8 damage from the Solipsist favorite opponent. We have 37 damage coming in from Dream Eater, and she is currently drained for another 4 rounds. All right, what does she do? We roll another 5. This is actually pretty good, except the Nixie's going to die. We don't have any healing abilities available to us, so the helpful Nixie is taken out by Sarthawin, the Dark Dryad. Sorry, helpful Nixie, you are a wonderful pal to us. So okay, I will go down to the Stormcaller goes down to 11 health, and the Solipsist goes down to 16 energy. We've actually been pretty lucky with these rolls. This seems to be one of the easier rolls because she's not actually dealing damage. None of that damage is enhanced by the difficulty. So that's good. And she is currently completely out of energy, which means our Scorch, our Lightning Bolt, because she's out, it deals triple damage to opponents who are out of energy and afflicted by freezing rain's drain. So she actually, that 24 damage becomes 72 damage. Whoops, I got pretty excited there, sorry. Looks like that is a little top heavy right now. Okay, sorry about that. So what we're looking at here is 74 plus 8 is 82 damage. Alright, so she's got 12 health left. She's drained, so I'm just going to use Lightning Bolt one more time. So Lightning Bolt is going to do another 72 damage because she's completely drained. The Dream Eater actually did go off, so that means our Solipsist goes up to rank 10 attack. And so I think we are just going to roll our favorite opponent dice here. So that is a hex, so 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 6 is 16. 16 damage coming in. So I think my Solipsist is just going to defend this round. And let's see what she does. She rolls a hex. Single target energy. One target suffers 20 energy damage and rolls the fate die. Excuse me. Actually, because we are on a +1 damage dealt, it would be 21 damage. Okay, and if the result is even, another target is also affected. It's a 7, so we only have one target affected by this 21 energy damage coming in. Let's see who it is. Oh, my goodness, I'm throwing dice all over the place. All right, Yellow again is our Stormcaller, and green is our Solipsist. Oh my gosh, 10 and 10. So we have to reroll. All right, so 10. That would be our Stormcaller takes 21 damage, energy damage. She goes down to 0 energy, and Sarthawin is destroyed. We take Sarthawin out. We now have all 3 of the Dark Relics that we're after. Awesome. All right, so, okay. Next on the agenda, we get our all of our stuff, our loot. So we get 6 food this time. There must be a bunch of mushrooms or something in her den. So we get 6 food. That puts us all the way back up. That's good. We get 10 gold each. Awesome. And we get one of us is getting a +3 to our second mastery. So let's roll that. I feel bad that our helpful Nixie friend is no longer in the group. We will have to make her little cairn in the forest or something. So we get the Stormcaller gets a +3 to freezing rain. All right, and then we get that Blaxicle. Or I should say it slower. It's not a Blaxicle. It's a Black Sickle. I just like saying Blaxicle. All right, so we get the Black Sickle. I don't feel right carrying this. A twisted relic that can leech the life and power from what it cuts. Corrupting essence. This item can drain the power from infused seeds, essence vines, and heart of the forest, destroying them in the process. Sacrifice an infused seed, draw 2 power-up cards. Each hero chooses 1 card to gain the bonus from and receives the reverse effect from the other card. Sacrifice an essence vine, draw 2 power-up cards. Each hero chooses 1 card to gain double the bonus from and receives the reverse effect from the other card. Or, Heart of the Forest, draw 3 power-up cards. Each hero chooses 1 card to gain triple the bonus from and receives the reverse effect from the other 2 cards. Alright, and the wielder bonus gets a +4 to survival. So let's, I think we'll give that, the Blaxicle, to the Solipsist. So he goes to 12 for his survival. He's got the highest food rating, so that makes sense. All right. Well, we didn't have to use the Revival Stone. We were going to use the Widow's Fang, but we decided against it because we managed to get that super huge enhanced lightning bolt to go off, to dealing 72 damage, which is just a ridiculous amount of damage. Just awesome. Okay, so at the end of that game turn, the Fate Tracker goes up by 1. Oh, hey, we need to get our fragments as well. So we get the crown, and we get the cane. So let's look at those. So that's a +1 to attack, +3 to health. I think we'll definitely do the health. 18. Okay. I think the Stormcaller is going to do the energy, get us up a little bit on energy. So we haven't been really focusing on any of the relics this game. Obviously, we're just kind of been defeating bosses mostly and gaining the Dark Relics. So then we get this guy here. We'll go with same thing. We'll go 23 for health and 21 for energy. Alright, and then we get the power-up cards. So each of us gets a power-up. 2 power-ups, I should say. Okay, so the 2 power-ups that we're getting for the Stormcaller. +1 defend, +1 both masteries. Okay. And then the 2 power-ups we get for the Solipsist. +1 defend, and +2 of your choice. +1 to 2 of your choice. And I think we're definitely going to do Dream Eater here. Go up to 14. All right. All right, so that is it. Next round, we are going to go after that Valor point and turn these in. So let's move quickly. We're going to just kind of book it toward the first portal we can get to because we need to get there before Elwyn is corrupted by Adramon. Oh, at the end of that round, Hyperion is going to be moving toward the second boss. He's moving 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, then we're going to move. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move recklessly. 6, 7. So we're moving recklessly in order to get to that last location there. Oh, actually, you know what? We don't have to. Hang on. We're up here. We have the first portal is right there. So that's where we're going to go. So let me just move the camera so we can, cards are going everywhere, sorry. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh no, we can't get in. So check it out. There are no cards at the top of the board that have Elwyn's symbol on it. That means her grove is closed. The last one we had was the Helpful Nixie, and because the Helpful Nixie died, we were not able to save her. So that grove is closed. We can't enter. So we will still move there, though. We're going to actually move 2. We're going to move 1, 2. That's going to mean we can move cautiously. So what does that mean? We get to use a Jade Acorn. We have 4 Jade Acorns, so I think we're definitely going to be using those. Let's roll for skills. 4, 4, and 2. Those are all successes. And 3, 4, and 8. Those are also all successes. So we get some gold. And we get to use those Jade Acorns. So each Jade Acorn allows us to discard up to 2 circumstances in play. So the first one I'm using, getting rid of the Greater Crystal Elemental, the Tormented Treants. That puts out a hallucinogenic flora and boggards. There's those boggards we were after out in the marsh. Okay, then we'll use another Jade Acorn to get rid of the 2 afflictions on the board. Owlbears and Elven Highguards. Still no sign of Elwyn's portal. Alright, we're using a 3rd Jade Acorn. Let's get rid of the Elven Highguards and the Owlbears. Oh no, Mind Fog. And what was that? Well, we don't have our living cards out yet, so we'll get rid of that. And this isn't funny. So this one also doesn't have an Elwyn's Grove symbol. We have 1 left, 1 Jade Acorn left. Let's use it. Getting rid of Mind Fog, and this isn't funny. And we get the Summer Court, which has Elwyn's symbol on it. That means the Grove locations are open. All right, and then also the Spirit of the Forest, and also means that they're open. So I just used all of our Jade Acorns in order to make that happen. All right. They came in handy. All right, so after that, I think what we're going to do is we're going to spend 1 more Vine to get that heal from the Grey Dragon Skull. So we are going to be able to add our health and energy together and divide the total evenly between our vitals. So that's 17, so that's 8, so we go up to 11. And our health goes up to full. And our Solipsist heals to full. Alright, so looking at our characters, we have Lolth here with 24 health, 11 defense, 16 and 15 for his masteries, 18 and 16 for his vitals. He's at full health and 11 out of 16 energy. Solipsist is completely filled up at 23 health and 21 energy. We have pretty much everything taken off of our inventory. We only have stealth boots left. All right. So then at the end of that skill phase, we are going to move into the circumstance phase. We rolled a 2, blood wasps. We moved cautiously, so let's get rid of those blood wasps. We get rid of those. Look at that. We find a root system. That's going to be a cool card if we get it. Alright, then at the end of the skill phase, we move into the event phase. There's no event on our location. The fate tracker increases, and it's our turn again. Now, we're moving 1 into the grove. We're rolling to see if we can get in. That is our first. Our Stormcaller had a 9 on navigate. We need the Solipsist to get the navigate, otherwise we can't enter the portal. We made the survival so we don't have to consume any food. We don't get any gold. Okay, so the Solipsist, we need this green. 4, we make it. Okay, so we are able to enter because of the Solipsist. He manages to pierce the veil, and we're able to get into the Fey realm. All right, so let's put that out on the board here so we can see it. All right. And we'll put our Fey realm right there. All right, so this is the first location, so we're going to go right there. And then we can continue using our movement, and so we will move 2 into the grove. So guys, this is where we managed to do it. We managed to get all 3 of the Dark Relics, and we've brought them to Elwyn. That means when we turn these in, we are going to get a bunch of Nature's Essence. So this item may be traded in for 4 Essence Vines, so we get 4 Essence Vines. This item may be traded in for 6 infused seeds. We get 7 infused seeds. And the Black Sickle, we trade in for 4 Essence Vines. All right. And that is that. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. We did quite a bit of stuff in this one, and we focused on some different aspects of the game in this video. We focused on getting the Dark Relics. So we played the Stormcaller, Spiderkin, Lolth, and we played the Solipsist, Sapper, that was the Forest Guardian. So quite a bit happened. We got quite a few power-up cards. We did play the double-up game to make the game go a little bit faster, which meant we got 2 out of the 3 of every one of our relic bonuses, fragment bonuses, I should say. We actually did not focus on getting any relics this game, so we focused more on getting those Dark Relics and getting those to Elwyn. So now I've been able to capture and get all of the Valor available in the Force of Adramont core game. I've done a few offline. I did 3 in the last video. I did 1 in this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I'm sure we'll be doing more videos in the future. If you guys have any questions or want to go over anything or want to tell me to do another game in a different way. I think our next one I'll likely be playing the Valley of the Dead King with all of the expansion contents with Valley. So again, until next time, thanks for watching and happy adventures to you.